Okay, welcome all of you once again on this web development session. We have already finished some of the basics on JavaScript. So today we will cover some more on JavaScript events, document object model, JavaScript validation, and jQuery. So JavaScript event, basically it's for the interaction with your HTML pages. You can also handle events on some of the HTML elements. So here events can be page load, button click, pressing on a key, maybe selecting any of the data from your form control elements. Maybe you focus your cursor, let's say on any of the control, mouse over on any of the element, and mouse out. This all will come under the JavaScript event. So generally this event, this thing you can also consider as a part of the document object model, and this every HTML elements, they contain some set of events which the JavaScript code can trigger. These are the JavaScript events that you can categorize on the basis of this level. Okay. On the basis of document level events, we have on load and then on load. This means whenever you load your page, this will be considered as on load. Whenever you closes your page, it is on load event. Similarly, for the form level events, we have on submit for the submit button click, on reset for your reset button, on change. Let's say this can be either for the radio button, this can be for the drop-down list. So on select, on blur, on focus. So this means whenever you focus your cursor on that control, it will be on focus. Whenever you take out of the cursor from that control element, that will be considered as on blur. Similarly, keyboard events, on key down, on key press, on key up. These are some of the keyboard events. So next one, for the mouse event, we will have on click, on double click, on mouse over, and on mouse out. So this is an example. Let's say you create a function called me. Within this function, you have one alert and one document dot write. This is just your display text. Okay. So you need to call this function, let's say on a button. You can call this on any of the event. Maybe on mouse over you can do, maybe on page load, on load you can call this function. Okay, in this case, I have just shown you with on click and I call the function call me. So this means whenever you click on this button, okay, this will alert with a hello message and this will print hello message in your page. So this is how you can call function on your button or any of the control element on some particular events. So HTML DOM, this is the document object model. Your page is generally a document and it's follow the structure of this object model. So let's say at the top we have a document, okay, document window you can refer, then root element is HTML. Within HTML, we have head and body. Within head, we can have this title. And for the title, we will have some text value as your text. Then attributes, see for this one body part. For the body, we can have any number of elements. Either that can be paragraph, that can be heading, that can be form control elements. Within the form control elements, you have input type as text. Okay, you can have checkbox, radio button like this. So these all follow some document object model or the hierarchy structure as I have shown you in this diagram. Okay, Okay, with the with this GOM object model, you can do following things. You can modify all the HTML elements and attributes of those HTML elements. You can also change the CSS styles in the page. You can remove existing HTML elements and its attribute. We can also add new HTML elements and its attribute. We can also react to the existing HTML elements. Next one, we can also create HTML events on the pages. So this thing you can do, this modification, addition, or some remove for the HTML elements you can do with this HTML GOM. So basic example I've shown you. So in this example, see, we have one paragraph tag whose ID is a demo, and we want to get the ID, this demo, and want to change or show the value, let's say hello world, within this paragraph. So how you can do this? See, one is a document dot get element by ID. So this one you can use. Within this, you need to pass your ID. In our case, this is demo, and dot inner HTML. This is the property. Okay. In this property, we are setting with a new value hello world. This means now your paragraph will show hello world. So we have some of the methods and properties for this HTML elements. So document.getElement by ID. If you want to find element by ID in your page, then this is the method you can use. Next one, if you want to find an element by the tag name, then get element by tag name. Okay, then similarly, if you want to find elements by the class name, then get elements by class name. This method we can use. So if you want to change the HTML elements value, or if you want to set some values for your HTML elements, then we can do element means, let's say you can access your element can be either your ID tag. Okay. So for this, just in a HTML, this is the property, and you need to set the new value for this. Similarly, element dot attribute name also you can do. For that, you can also assign a new value. Similarly, if you want to effect on the styling part of your HTML element, you can directly refer this as style dot property, and you can set the new style value. Similarly, if you want to set a new attribute, then you can do with set attribute. For this, you need to pass your attribute and value. So this will do some changes on the HTML elements. Similarly, if you want to add, let's say, any element on your page, so this thing you can do with create element, and you need to pass the element. Let's say you want to create h1 element, then you need to pass your h1 tag. Similarly, remove child. If you want to remove some child elements, then you can pass on the element tag. Okay. Or similarly, if you want to append child, then you need to pass your element, your tags. Similarly, replace child, you need to pass two values, old and the new one. Okay, your old one will be replaced with the new one. Document.write, this is we have already used to display your text on your page. So this is one example. See, in your body part, we have one button. Okay, we are using the on-click event, and within this, we are calling the function change bg color. Okay, this means when you click on this button, it will call this change bg color. So within this function, we have written something like where r color. Let's say this is your random color, and here you are also calling this rbg. This is again your function, system defined function. This random, you already have this function at the top, say random. So this is the number value. Okay. So for this, you are passing 255. You are calling this function 3 times because you want to have a combination of 3 colors, red, green, and blue. So this means you are passing the value for red part, this one. You are passing the value for the green part, and you are passing the value for blue part. So your value ranges from 0 to 255. Okay, this way. and you get some color value here, and this color value you applied to the background color of your body. Okay, this means now you will have style for the body, and style equals to background dash color and the value you have assigned. So this way, whenever you click on the button, the background color of your page will be changed on each button click. Okay, let's say you click, first time you click, you will get some color for the background. Next time when you click on the same button, it will display or show you the next color. So this thing you can do following the events and the GUM structure. So next one is the validation part. There might be, you need some validation, whatever user inputs the data, okay? Maybe your fields will be mandatory, or maybe whatever data the user entered, you need to validate with some correct format or the correct value. This thing you can do with some JavaScript validation, okay? So generally you can categorize the validation as some basic validation and the data format validation. Basic validation, this means you will be just checking the mandatory fields, okay? The next one is the data format validation. For this, you will check the correct format or the correct value you want to have in that field, control field. So for this, you need to write your appropriate logic for this data to be checked. Let's say you have a form like this. Okay, we have three control fields and one drop-down value and one submit button. For the name, you want to check whether this field is empty or not. For the email, you might want to check the email format. Okay, for the zip code, might be you want to check the zip code format. Similarly, country, you are showing this in some drop-down list and it's a submit button. So whenever you just click on this button, you want to call your function, and in that function, you will be writing a appropriate validation code. Okay, so this is the code of the HTML. Let's say you have this within the table, name, email, zip code, then country in a drop-down list, then submit button. So this is just an HTML form. So you are calling this, see, on submit, return, validate. So this is the function you are calling. So this function, script, you started with script type equals to text slash JavaScript. So here is the function validate. So remember, try to think of this. So what is the name of your, this field, see? The name is name. Similarly for the email, it's email. Similarly zip. Similarly drop down control, it's country, okay? Now you can access the value calling its name. My form is the name of the form, okay? So document.myform.your text field name dot value. If this is equals to this empty string, then you just display message like this, alert, please enter your name. Then your document.form, okay? Document is also not necessary in this case, just you can include myform.name.focus. Then if this is empty, you want your cursor to put on that text field. So that's why this focus function is called, then return false. Similarly, for the email, you also check whether this is empty, then you just show please provide your email. Then you also put the focus on this text field, then return false. If your validation is not appropriate, then you must return this, return as false. Similarly, zip.value, if this is equals to empty, and if is not a number, okay, this function, it is checked. If this is not a number, this should be either, see, empty, not a number, or whether its length is not equals to 5, then show this as please provide a format, zip format in this, okay, 5-digit format. Then put your cursor focus on this control and return false. Similarly, if, see, document.myform.country.value equals to -1. If you do not select any of the values, then it will display alert, provide your country. Your first value will always be 0. Okay, -1 means you haven't selected any of the value or any of the option, then return false. If everything is fine, then you will return true. So this is how it will work for the validation with the JavaScript. So once we are done with some of the things with the JavaScript, so jQuery is something more you can do. Okay, so you can simply with the slogan jQuery, see, write less and do more. So with jQuery, you will be just write less code and you will get the more result. So what is jQuery and what jQuery can do? Basically, it's a library of JavaScript function. Okay, with jQuery also, you can either select or manipulate your HTML elements. You can refer to your DOM elements. You can manipulate your CSS. You can add some effects and animation you can have with the jQuery. Next one is GeoM traversal, means you can go through any of the document elements and you can modify them. Okay, next one is Ajax and other utilities you can perform with jQuery. For the jQuery, you need to include one of the jQuery source file, or you can link this jQuery from the library source. Okay, then you need to define your jQuery function. This jQuery source will have all the function definition, system defined function. You just need to call the function and pass your parameter values. So this is one example. Say within head part, we have script source equals to jQuery.js. Okay, so either you can include some library sources for the jQuery, or you can download this file and name it as you like. So in my case, this is jQuery.js. So once you include this, now you can call any of the function that is within this script file. So before you begin, you need to write this dollar, then document.ready function, then this close, okay, bracket, this large bracket close, and then small bracket close. So this is the syntax. Within this document.ready, now you will be writing your own functions for which button or which element you would like to show. Okay, so just go to this body part, h2 hello jQuery, button id equals to see btn click me. Whenever you click on this button, see, you are writing or you are calling the click function of this button. Okay, has is your id, dollar is the symbol you need to refer when you are using jQuery. So within this dollar bracket, within double quote, you have, see, has btn click, then dot click is your function defined. This is inner syntax. Okay, click, and within this function, so this is your syntax. Now within this, you are writing your code. Let's say you want to alert and show some message as your button is clicked. So this is the basic syntax or the basic example that you can do with jQuery. So if I just summarize this thing, okay, in our case, dollar, then bracket, within this double quote, and your ID name has btn click. So this generally selects the element with the ID btn click. This click is your event which you want to bind and you want to execute the function call. Okay, this means your function will be executed when you click on the button. So this means you will be showing alert button is clicked. So this is how you will follow. So now your syntax is something like this: dollar, you need to pass your selector. Either this can be your ID, either this can be your tag, or either this can be your class. Okay, then dot, then action. So this is how you are going to write. Dollar sign, this is mandatory to define your jQuery. Your selector, this means you want to find which HTML element. Your action means the action you want to perform on that particular element. So you can find your syntax for the jQuery in this link. So these are some of the list of jQuery selectors, okay, with $this is the one if you want to select the current element, $P if you want to select your paragraph element. If you want to select your paragraph element which is using the class intro, this is how you can do. If you just want to select those elements with a class intro, you just need to do like this. If you just want to find elements with the ID intro, this is how you can do. So if you just want to find those first li elements within UL, then you can do something like this, okay? If you want to find those elements with hyperlink reference attributes, and for this, your extension ends with .jpg, this will help you do this. Next one, if you want to get those div elements which is having ID as intro and using the class as head, so this way you can do, this way you can select the elements using jQuery. So in this example, see, compare the following. A href equals to hash, okay, on click for the hyperlink, you are calling this function on click alert, you clicked a link and this link. See, this is the approach that you will do with the JavaScript. So same thing, if you want to do with the jQuery, then you need to write like this, $, your selector, your A is your hyperlink reference, and this is the selector, and .click is your event, and .click, this function, when you click on this button, okay, means hyperlink, you'll show some alert message as you clicked a link. So this is the comparison, okay? So now this one, try to understand this. We have a script within this, $h2.click, then function $, this means the same h2, okay, .high slow. Whenever you click on your heading tag h2, the particular h2 tag should be hidden slowly, okay? Similarly, say, hide all blue paragraph when btn hide blue is clicked. Okay, you have a button with the ID name as btn hide blue. So how you are going to write this? First, you should have, okay, $. So this thing you need to write within document.ready function. So for this, to solve this problem, you should have $. Within that has, okay, btn hide blue .click function. Then there you are going to hide, see, all blue, this paragraph when this is clicked. This means you should have one paragraph or maybe some other paragraphs as well, okay, which must be using some ID or some class. This is up to you. So when you click on this, you need to hide all of the blue paragraphs like this. So in this example, we have a paragraph, okay, then we have a blue as a class. So now we are going to hide all those paragraphs which is using blue class, okay, and hide is the function and the slow is the parameter. You want to hide all these paragraphs slowly. So some of the jQuery events, okay, click is one event we have already done. Similar with the click, we also have double click, we have a focus, okay, we have mouse over, and then key press. So this is concerned with keyboard event. This is with your mouse event, mouse over, okay. Focus is whenever you put your cursor on that particular element. So that event is called focus. See this example, you have one paragraph whose ID is lemon, and now this example wants you to append all those paragraphs with ID lemon when you mouse over on this particular paragraph, okay. For this, say you are using hash lemon dot mouse over this function call, okay. To this you are using $, okay, this means the same element, the paragraph lemon, then append is your function. Okay, then cookie means, now see, lemon, drops, biscuit, chocolate, dot dot dot. After this you will be writing cookie whenever I just mouse over on this paragraph. Okay, cookie, 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 like this, the text will keep on adding. So for the CSS manipulation, you can do $selector. This is must. Okay. After this, you will be using .css. If you want to get the property value, just property name means, if you want to find color is my property, then CSS, then color, I will get the color value for that particular element. Similarly, $selector.css property name dot value. If you want to set some new property and value to that particular element, then you will need to pass this property name comma value like this. Similarly, $selector.css, okay, then this symbol. If you want to show some list of multiple style properties, you can do with this. Similarly, if you just want to add a class, you already have the class. Okay, you have already written styles in that class. But if you just want to add this to your page, okay, you can just do add class on that particular element. So let's see with some of the examples. Okay, in this example, say we already have this, okay, red and blue as our class. The color applied will be red, the color applied will be blue for these classes. Next one is change color of the paragraph lemon when btn color is clicked. So this is done. Say when we click on this btn color dot click, this event is trigger, and when you click on this button, you need to apply has lemon. So this must be your paragraph. Okay, id equals to lemon, the same example that we have done before. Dot add class blue. So this means you want to add this class equals to blue when you click on the button like this. So when you click on the button, your paragraph with id lemon should be shown with a blue color. Okay, you need to add. So next example, see which color is the paragraph. This is the question. Display the color of the paragraph lemon. Display the color of paragraph lemon when btn color checked is clicked. This means you should have this button. Okay, now this one with alert.css color name you just show. Okay, this means you are trying to get the value of the color when you click on the button btn color click. So this one, highlight background color equals to yellow any paragraph when that is double clicked. So this means you have a paragraph. When you double click on that paragraph, you are assigning background dash color for the same paragraph, and its background color will be yellow. Let's say you have one paragraph, you just double click on that paragraph and it will apply background color of yellow on that paragraph background. So these are some of the jQuery effects. Either you can do hide for the particular elements, either you can show this toggle means hide and show on doing with the same button for the particular selector. Then slide down, slide up, slide toggle up and down. This means fade in, fade out, okay, fade to. These are some of the animation effects that you can work with jQuery. Then similarly fade to and fade toggle. So these are some of the jQuery effects. So with this example, say btn toggle dot click, when you click on some button, let's say you have one id paragraph has lemon dot slide toggle means now this will either hide and show you. Okay, it will slide up and down with this. Similarly for this, you are going to fade a paragraph for those lemon. Okay, your id as lemon and its opacity by 50%, means you will be using jQuery effect function that is fade to, and the parameter is slow and the value is 0.5. fine. So next one is manipulating HTML. For the HTML manipulation, you will have $selector.html, and you need to pass the content. Let's say the same thing that we have done with in a HTML in context of JavaScript. Similarly, append means you are going to add your text content to that particular element at the end of the text. Similarly, after that content, also you will be going to add some content after that particular element. So next one, say, if you want to directly replace, you can just use this .html, and this whatever text you enter, that will be replaced. Your previous value, previous whatever, let's say paragraph text or whatever text you have within that paragraph will be replaced by whatever text you pass on to this HTML function. So these are some of the references. Okay, you can go and learn more on JavaScript.